This present government, for me, to them, is the coming government is first, you must create that broad economic base where every economic functionalities are working. The banking, the agricultural sector, the oil and gas, there should be more openness and transparency in terms of how we deal with the people. You cannot, and the exchange rate for example, if I tell you the losses we have made in terms of insurance, how much money we have spent in terms of trying to do our security in terms of our insurance abroad. Imagine what the exchange rate is and what you have here. The dollar exchange rate, you have to insure abroad with the lawyers and other companies abroad, because some of the policies we cannot keep here, all border to the same, not having much of that solvency in terms of paying those heavy risks when they come. You have to take them abroad. And imagine what that would cost us. If you have a policy that is about $3,000, for example, and how much money will you translate to have that? And if you come back to say, you talked about the third-party increment. The claims that comes from third party, if I tell you, you'll be wondering, why are you saying that the insurance company, that the populace are not aware about insurance policy? It's like people like you that are not aware, or who refuse to know because you refuse to benefit from insurance. But I am telling you, Nigerians are actually coming out to understand that insurance workability, not just the workability, is functional.
So we take it that those people who resort to fisticuffs on the road are people who may not have insurance policies.
They might not have insurance policies, or even when they have insurance policies, no matter how educated you are, maybe you're going somewhere and there are hindrances. You also come to there's a normal human reaction to say, oh, you hit my car, I have to park, we have to exchange addresses and all that. It's about civility. To understand that, look, if I have a policy, I don't need to quarrel over anything. All you need to do is call insurance company. We pay claims every day. Every day we pay claims. During the cashless issue that we have in the country, the claims are ended from even the estimated value is over 20 billion.
Interesting. You made mention about interaction with the National Assembly
yes.
Regarding some policies that need to be put in place and all that. How far is that, and how far do you intend to take this advocacy to them, especially the 10th Assembly that is coming?
Well, but the outgoing Assembly, I know that has passed second reading. I don't know where it is at the moment, but it has passed second reading. Maybe when it reconvene, it will pass. But it's our hope that this ninth Assembly, we pass that to law. We do away with it so that the president can sign to law before they leave office. But if that does not happen, the incoming president is somebody who has also introduced policies of insurance in Lagos State, even when he was the governor of Lagos State, which the administration of Lagos State is still carrying on. I hope that also extends to the federal state so that we can have these robust insurance policies where there are policies deliberately by government to ensure that insurance policy, like what is done to banking, the BVN, we want to preach that, even if it must all sound like a broken record, that these policies are things that must be inherent. Because what you give is what you get. If you do not insure, you do not have anything to fall back on. Insurance is something that brings ultimate happiness, even when you make losses. Even when you lose your loved ones, your life doesn't have to stop. When you have life policies, your life doesn't have to stop. If you have educational plan for your children, even when you go, the insurance will come very handy. And this is what has brought happiness to many homes. But unknown to a lot of persons, they just feel that insurance is not something that works. But I'll tell you, my brother, it's something that works so much that even me as an insurance person, I have benefits. Recently, I had my car accidented, and it was fixed without any question. And these are some of the things we also want to encourage Nigerians, that this administration that is coming in the National Assembly, even 10th National Assembly, they should come out and talk about insurance, not just talking about it for the sake of insurance. But funny enough, let me tell you something. The insurance company has a way they have remunerations developing the economy, because we also contribute. We pay taxes, we do all sort of. Imagine all insurance, 240 million Nigerians have one form of policy or the other. And for every returns that goes back to government, it's about 1%. Imagine how much the government we raise from insurance policies for the development, even taxes that come from insurance company. Now this year we've crossed about 780 billion premium income for 2022. Amount, you can imagine the amount of taxes, either VAT or normal taxes that are going, additional tax that will come from insurance policies. The more policies we have, the more robust the economy will be. Insurance sector is also be like the subsector of the economy where people operate them away. If you go to that part of the country, even Togo here, if you do not have insurance, you don't have thoroughfare. In terms of your driving, in terms of your policies, even going to the bank.
Okay, well, they say our economy is in bad shape. We wouldn't know, some of us who are not economists know that, but we do know that life is not very easy with us. So we're attributing that to the economy. Now, the incoming administration will have to do a little bit of a shake here and there for the economy to thrive. If you were to advise the incoming government, what would you say?
Well, for me, as an insurance practitioner, insurance should be encouraged. Because let me tell you what the issue is. Most of the issues we have is the recurrent expenditures that comes, things that you have done. You go back redoing them after the other. I'm not talking about salary, I'm talking about, imagine the house of a government got burnt and you have to go to another budgetary allocation to build it again. When you can push your hand into your insurance pool, insurance companies and ask them for claims. I don't want to mention the states. I traveled one time, I got to a state and I saw the government building, very dilapidated, and I was asking why I said it was fire outbreak that happened sometimes in January. And I asked why it was not fixed. Luckily enough, I was going to have a meeting with the excellency of the state, the governor of the state. And when I met him, I said, sir, I'm here to discuss insurance with you, but I'm coming, something touched me that I felt so bad. And the governor is very educated, who understands insurance. Even some of them read abroad, who understand the policy of insurance, that even before you go to any university, you must have insurance policy for you to study, for you to adapt life policy within the school domain. And I asked the excellency, I said, why is that building lying fallow? He said, because the National Assembly, they have to come out to make budget, supplementary budget for them to occupy the place. I said, that was wrong. The policy, what you spend to do that is going to be much more higher than the amount of money that was used to build it, because the building was there a long time ago. But it's something that you just insured and pay some certain amount of money. All insurance company needs to do, all you need to do is to inform your insurance company, my house is on fire. In 3 weeks or 4 weeks, you will see that house standing back.
Interesting. Well, you've heard it, Nigerians. The next government is coming in, and we're talking about our economy. One of the things that is very worrisome is the way the economy is. We talk about security, we talk economy, we talk education, and so many other things that bother us. And one of the aspects of this economy that needs to be touched, according to Mr. Osega, is insurance. And everybody who is coming back or coming to be at the helm of affairs should take it really seriously so that our economy can grow. So let's just assume that you are having this meeting with all the governors and the president or that is coming in, the people that are coming in. Just tell them as a final word what they need to do, specifics of things that they need to do in as long as or as short as 2 minutes.
For me, they need to look at the culture of the society, look at the administrative process of the country, restructuring in terms of restructuring the economic indices, and also be very keen to look at the geography. When I mean geography, I mean places. If you have the north, you have more agriculture. If you come to the south, a lot of crops growing. We are so blessed in this country that there is so much resources. Then we talk about economic homogeneity. What I'm talking about, the cage analysis, that should be the basis of which this government, my advice, they should operate, so that we can have this economic homogeneity. Because if that happens, there's improvement in economic, insecurity, development, infrastructure development, all those things will take place. We should look inward and do away with the idea that I don't want to build on what other government. There are many things this government have done that are very beautiful, that you have to look into and say, okay, no matter how it is, there's no need to set up in another foundation that when you don't complete the foundation they already have. So this is better You look at where we're coming from, where we are going. You see, the most intriguing things about life itself is that you must ask some certain questions: where, how, when. These are basic questions this government should ask before they come into taking some decisions that will affect the populace. If we have places in Niger Delta that has to do with oil, diversification of the economy is also very, very important, because we can only put all our eggs in one basket as a people and begin to look at that, encourage other places of education. And more so, education and infrastructural development. Education is very important. Our team use out of school children. Those issues are something we need to also address. Okay. So the more development, the more infrastructure, the more education, the more insurance and more policies we want to write. So at the end of the day, we are concerned about those things. So grow up in this will be functionality of the economy, not one sector, but entirety of the economy, so that the populace can have peace and we can live and enjoy this country.
All right. We've been talking with Mr. Ebose Augustine Osega, CEO, Anchor Insurance and the Insurance Man of the Year, giving us pointers how our economy can be revamped and Nigeria can move from strength to strength. We'd like to thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program. And once again, congratulations for the award that you won.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity.
We'll take a short break, and when we return, we will be looking at the political imbroglio in Imo State. Stay with us.